When my life was nothing but an empty book, I
Hello, I'm Chris Maxwell. So much that I want to talk to you about, but I'll take you back to 2003. That's when I published my first book, and it was called Beggars Can Be Chosen. And it just is a journey with Jesus, taking time to experience the stories of Christ and how he loved so many people then and how he loves so many people now. And it was really a miracle that I was able to write that book because even though I had studied a lot about Jesus and his life back in 1996, I experienced an illness, and so I'm living with long-term effects of that illness. I'm suffering from brain damage and living with epilepsy. So it was a wonderful time to just go back through lessons I had learned about the stories of Jesus and turn those into a book. And again, that book was published back in 2003. Well, in 2005, we published the book Changing My Mind. The subtitle is A Journey of Disability and Joy. And that's the story about my illness, the brain damage, the long-term effects of that, and how many other people were affected by that illness. In 2011, we had another book come out. This was a Christmas gift book. It's called Unwrapping His Presents, What We Really Need for Christmas. And all three of those books were different in style and mood and some of the stories included, but they did have one thing in common, and that was inviting people to stop for a moment and notice. And during that time, we didn't realize that they had that in common, but as I wrote a book in 2012, I was just putting together a collection of stories that were inviting people to not be in such a hurry. It was hard for me to do because I was hurrying to do that. But as I wrote the stories and wanted to present a book that was a spiritual formation type of book, but not just on the academic side, very experiential and participatory and conversational, we noticed that the stories were all inviting us to do one thing. And that's what turned into the title of that book, Pause. The subtitle is The Secret to a Better Life, One Word at a Time. Each chapter title, one word. Each word turning into sentence, and then those sentences becoming stories, and all of that just moving us to a place of learning how to pause. And as we have noticed after the book Pause came out, and then so many of my speaking engagements and ministry opportunities around the world since then, we've noticed that we are all in a hurry. I mean, aren't you in a hurry? We have so much to do, such a short amount of time to do that. We are high-tech people living in a hurried world, but it's healthy for us to just wait a moment. Even as I'm hurrying and thinking of what next story to write about and what to type and what to put here, we believe that pause is no longer to be just a book. It needs to be the theme, a theme of our lives, a theme of how our dreams can come true, our purpose can be pursued, our goals can be reached, not just if we push and hurry and rush, but if we're willing to pause. So now that one book, Pause, is turned into more than just a book, more than a story. It invites us to a world of stories, a mood where we are inviting more people to pause and find beauty in the moment. So in next year, which will be like 2014, that's hard to believe, well, we could possibly have 2 books coming out in the Pause series. But before this year ends, before 2013 ends, in time for Christmas, we plan to have the second book of the Pause series coming out, and it's called Pause for Moms. Now, you and I know that moms are also in a hurry. They're busy and doing so many things, taking care of so many people. But in the book Pause for Moms, we are inviting those busy mothers to rest in the moment. We want these stories, and I don't mind bragging about it. We have some great stories in this book because they're written by hurried, busy moms. And these stories invite people to pause, and they're just great stories. And we believe that if we partner together, if we work together, and not just think of this is a book, let's sell it, let's read it, but if we can see it as a movement, a new season of life where we are all being led to this calmness and stillness. Yes, a lot of things we have to do, but to rest for a moment. And if we are willing to do that together, it's more than just a book. It's a movement. And so I'm inviting you to come and be a part of that. There's several ways that you could help. We are putting together a pause campaign. We're going to be selling a variety of books in a variety of places. But before we do that, before I go and speak and just sell books, we want you to be a part of this pause campaign. And as you are willing to participate and give $25, $30, $50, $100, $125, $250, $1,000, we will then participate with you. We will again be becoming a team, and it's more than dollars. You're saying, yes, I want the books, but I want to be a part of this movement. You'll be purchasing books and t-shirts, inviting me to come and speak in your area, but again, you will be a part of this team. And so that's what we're inviting you. We're inviting you to read the books, listen to the stories, inviting you to pause, find beauty in this hurried life that we live. But come and participate with us. Tell us how you're willing to help. What part are you willing to play? What role will you accept in this team of the Pause campaign as we invite you to come and let's pause together.
I had the strength to take it all on promises I'd made, but good intentions aren't good enough.